Welcome back to our interview with our Costa Mujeres bride. Make sure you watched part one before you watch this interview. Okay, like, comment, subscribe, enjoy. So you talked about how the budgeting was a little difficult. It's difficult for us all, right? There was a video that you said that you watched that you identified with coming from my channel, right? Would you want to speak on that a
Yes.
little bit?
Yes, of course. I think it was one of your more personal videos, just you
Yes.
talking about your experience putting everything together. And, hubby and I, we connected with it because your husband's Nigerian. And we were like, look at this big Nigerian wedding in Mexico. We were like, we could never pull that off. Let's watch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So we watched the video. We were in awe, how you were able to just execute all of that. And I think it was one of your more personal videos where you just talked about your experience.
Hmm.
You talked about how, I think the main thing that resonated with us was you talked about how there are people who you expected to be there for you through and through,
Hmm.
and they will disappoint you.
Yeah.
And there are people that you're just like, they ain't gonna come through, but they will shock you
Yep.
with how much support that they give you. And I promise you, we went through that like verbatim. That is exactly what we went through.
Yeah.
And hearing your testimony really put things into perspective because you hear it a lot. You're just like, oh, when you're wedding planning, people get flaky, or when you're wedding planning, some people come out of the woodworks,
Mhm.
etc. But I think your video was so touching. We were both just like, wow,
Mm.
that's crazy. Like, that's true. And we were going through that at that same exact time that you spoke about it.
Mhm.
And I was just like, I don't see any other videos out there like this. I'm like, there's no other videos out there that really prepare you for what's to come. And sometimes you can't be prepared for what's to come.
Mhm.
But seeing your video, I was just like, I gotta give back because that was real. I was like, that was a real statement because no bride ever plans 10 weddings unless you've been married 10 times, right?
Right.
We're all going into it for the first time. So
Exactly.
you're not supposed to know everything.
Mhm.
You're
Mhm.
not. But I think hearing something on the more personal side really, really felt good. Because you hear tips like, oh, don't do this at your wedding. Make sure you have this, or
Mhm.
did do it this way, or 10 things you should do. But no one ever really gives a testimony the way you did about what
Mhm.
to emotionally expect. And
Mhm.
that's where I was like, she's preaching to the choir. She's preaching to the
Uh,
choir. And every time after we watched that video, and anytime we just experienced something like that, we were just like, nope. Remember what that girl said? Remember what she said in that video? This is what's gonna happen. So we were so grateful for that. We were so, and now at this point, it's basically our mantra. Like,
yeah.
some people are going to disappoint you who you thought were going to be your rock.
Yeah.
And some people who you're just like, oh, they're just a casual friend, are
Mhm.
going to show up for you beyond your own expectations.
Yeah.
So that was amazing. Thank you again for
Oh my
that
God.
video.
Thank you so much for like speaking on that because like
Sure.
when I tell you I struggled with posting that video because it was so
Mm.
personal, because of
Yeah.
the fact that it would be throwing some people under the bus and they would watch it and be like, that's me,
Hmm.
And so like, but I knew for a fact that like one, it was therapeutic for me to get that
Good.
out there. And then two, like I really wanted to be able to kind of give brides something to kind of prepare themselves for if they could,
Yeah.
And like you said, every experience is different. But if I
Hmm.
could speak my story on a video that necessarily isn't being said out there, because I looked for it, but I didn't find
Hmm.
it, right? And
Hmm.
so that really like warms my heart that it really helped you guys out. And it's like confirmation that you did the right thing for posting that video. So thank you for that.
You did. Oh, and another thing that you said, last bit. Another thing that you said people are gonna travel in your face.
Yep.
Woo!
Yep.
And you know what? It's and they're supposed to live their lives, right? Because to us
Yeah.
brides, our wedding is the best thing since the moon landing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So every
Yeah.
world stop.
Yep.
Right? But that's not reality. That's
Um,
not reality. So it's like I can see how someone will take that personal at first, but then you have to
yeah.
remember, like, this is their life. My
Yep.
wedding is my priority. My wedding is not their priority.
Yep.
So they're gonna do what they want as they should. But
Mhm.
it's just kind of like when you said that, I was like, the way so many people went everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. That
But
part.
then when it came to our wedding, no, I can't come. My rabbit died. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, all
Poor
right, no
girl.
problem.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. I'm just so glad that that helped you. And so,
Yes.
but your wedding was amazing, and it was like who came made it amazing. Who didn't come, sorry you didn't make it, but it was
Yeah.
amazing. And
Yeah.
so
It was good. It
the
was so
pictures
good.
now. And so I want to know from you. So we talked about kind of the stressful moments, right?
Hmm.
I want to
Hmm.
know from you what were the best top two moments. If you can even simplify it into the top two moments of your wedding weekend. Those. It's hard. It's hard.
The welcome party.
Okay. Why?
Welcome party was Thursday. When it was Saturday, June 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome party was Thursday, June 5th. And this was arrival day for basically almost everyone.
Okay.
And I was nervous. I was like, oh, it's arrival day. People are gonna be exhausted. But I was like, you know what? Friday was a no plan day. Friday, I wanted people to just do whatever they want. Some people went on
Mm-hmm.
excursions. Some people just sat. Like I didn't have any activity scheduled for Friday. So you know what? We'll just rip off the band-aid on that Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
We did all white. Dress code. Oh, it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is my first time seeing my aunties and uncles that I haven't seen in like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time some of my siblings are meeting other parts of my family. This is the first time some of my friends are integrating with these friends.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time that one of my friends is traveling out of the country. This
Mm-hmm.
is the first time a friend is coming for it's the first time ever attending a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think just that atmosphere of the welcome party and everybody just seeing each other, all inclusive, is unlimited drinks. So we're drinking and eating, and the vibe was just up, and just looking around.
Yeah.
And everyone was dressed really nice in their white.
To the T.
That was a top one moment. That was a
Okay.
top one moment.
Okay.
Uh
Start it off.
the second was my aunt and uncle. So we did the longest Mary dance.
Okay.
And my aunt and uncle won. They had been married for 53 years.
Wow. Okay, wait,
And-
stop. Let me just stop you because there's some people that don't know what that is, right? So
okay.
that is so essentially, and correct me if I'm wrong, like
Yep.
we have everybody on the dance floor, right?
Hmm.
All the couples on the dance floor, and then you
Yep.
start calling out like, okay, how long have you been married for?
Hmm.
5 years,
Hmm.
stay and
Hmm.
put. 10 years, stay put. And then your
Hmm.
couple was there for how long? For how many years?
53.
53 years. Wow.
And we have a video of it from my MC who caught some content for it, which actually ended up going viral, which is weird.
What?
But
Amazing.
that was such an amazing moment because that was the one thing I told my MC. I was like, I have to do the longest Mary dance because I want to honor them. So my aunt, she is my late father's sister,
Okay.
and her and my father were like so close, and I'm the youngest of five.
Mhm.
So she came all the way from Cali. She was like, there's no way I'm missing this wedding.
Okay.
So and going to other weddings, I've always loved that longest Mary dance. I'm like, one day I'm going to be a part of that.
Yes.
I've always loved seeing it because wedding is about celebrating love, and that is such an amazing way to just get people going. So the song was Whitney Houston, "I Want to Dance with Somebody."
Love it.
It's cross generational. It's upbeat.
Mhm.
So people were just having a good time,
Mhm.
and the MC could not believe that they had been married that long. So he
Wow.
was like, "If you've been married 30 years." Off
Still
the dance floor,
dancing.
and they just stood there. If you've been married for, he was like, let me take it up a notch, 40 years. And they
Still
were just like,
dancing.
he said 50 years. They were just
Still
like,
dancing. Oh my
he
gosh.
said 51, 52, 53. And my uncle is a character. Like he has
Yeah.
so much personality.
Yeah.
And it was just the most amazing thing ever. He gave us a speech. It was beautiful because I
Yeah.
was like, this is what it's about. Like, I want to celebrate love. I want love to
Mhm.
translate. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that was beautiful. That was amazing. And they felt good, right? Because I feel like sometimes the older folks feel like at weddings it's not for them.
Yeah.
But I was glad that they were able to have their moment. Be married
Yeah.
that long, you need a moment somewhere.
Absolutely. I
And
totally agree.
I don't think they spend a lot of time celebrating their marriage because he's a surgeon and she's retired, so they don't. I don't think they do a lot of like anniversary celebrations and stuff. So I think this was the first time in a while they got to highlight their marriage. So
Mm,
I cried a little bit. I cried a little bit. So those were my top two moments of the weekend. Those were my
okay.
top two.
That
Yeah.
is so beautiful. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I do feel like there's like this push now, like that weddings are for the younger people now, right? And so like, there's like these memes where it's just like, okay, after 10 p.m., the older people need to bounce, like, this is what I'm gonna
Y'all
do.
gotta
I don't care.
go.
But like having that moment that celebrates like love and marriage for 53 years, that's amazing. That's such
Yeah.
a goal for you that's just starting out, right? And
Exactly.
so you gave them their flowers. So that's amazing.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and so those are the top two moments. And I also want to touch on, because this is a Nigerian girl here, okay? And so we're going to talk about kind of just like how you integrated your culture in that wedding weekend, or I think you had a wedding before that. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk a
Yes.
little bit about that, because I know
Yeah.
that that's going to definitely make your interview a little bit more unique. And
Yeah.
so the fact that, like, what you decided when it came down to your culture, what the hard decisions that you had to make, what
Mhm.
you carried with you during your
Mhm.
destination wedding, what you did outside your destination wedding. Like, let's talk
Mhm.
about that.
Yeah, so 6 months prior to the destination wedding, we went to Nigeria
Okay.
and we had our Nigerian traditional wedding.
Nice.
My husband's dad and sister, majority of his family still live back home in Nigeria. So
Okay.
this was a way for them to be a part of one of our weddings.
Okay.
And my goodness, that was fun.
Mm,
That was so much fun. We did the whole traditional thing, etc. Unfortunately, we knew that they weren't going to be able to make it to Mexico
okay.
for the destination wedding. So we tried our best to just make the best out of the traditional wedding.
Hmm.
The traditional wedding planning, I don't even it was all a blur. I think I just focused on what I was wearing
Mm.
and just kind of showed up. Maybe I hired a couple vendors for like
Yeah.
drinks and stuff like that and
Yeah.
everything. But we had a wedding planner on ground who just kind
Mhm.
of put everything. I chose the venue and then everything was just kind of there for us. Everything was just kind
Amazing.
of just there. I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Um, in terms of integrating our culture into the destination wedding, we
Mhm.
didn't do too much.
Okay.
We wanted to keep it neutral in a
Okay.
sense, not
Mhm.
because we don't love our culture, but we just kind of wanted to be intentional with what was going on in terms of just the overall wedding and just the marriage itself.
Mhm.
Now, Afrobeats was rolling all night.
As it
That's a
should. As it
that's a non-good. Afrobeats was rolling. I mean, we had 90s R&B during dinner, which was really
should.
fun.
Mhm.
Um, but we didn't really do too much cultural integration with the destination wedding, just because we just wanted to say, hey, like, let's just stay focused.
Okay.
Because the reason being is because Nigerian weddings and the traditionalness of it is a lot.
Mhm.
And if we were going to try to incorporate something into this micro wedding, it would have been a lot of stress
Mm.
because we already did something separate for it to honor it on the homeland. We
Mhm.
were just like, all right, let's not stress ourselves anymore
Mm.
and just do this wedding how we see fit.
Mhm.
I guess they call it westernized, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think my dress was made by a Nigerian wedding designer.
Okay.
Both of them. We did a changeover.
Okay.
Both of his tuxes were made by a Nigerian designer.
Okay.
Some of our stationery was made from Nigerian vendors as well.
Okay.
But in terms of any extreme cultural pieces,
Mm.
we didn't want that added stress
Okay.
on top of the destination of it all. So we
Got
just said the traditional stayed at there, and then the Western wedding stayed here.
And that's totally fine, right? It's
Yeah.
based on you and your husband's ideal of that. And so like I
Yes.
love that. You talked about it. You had two destination weddings because you
Basically.
don't live in Nigeria.
Basically.
So first of all, it's two, but yes, I hear you. Like, yes.
Basically.
So I love that that was very stressful for you because I feel like asking around just like with people that I know, my husband, like he's Nigerian. And
Mhm.
so just hearing from brides experience, just planning local weddings that are Nigerian are very stressful. And so just because there's not because, it's just as a lot of moving parts, like you said. And
Lots of moving
so
parts.
it's a lot. And so I love that that was a time for you to just show up and be a bride. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And so
Yeah.
that's what we want. That's
Yeah.
great. And
Yeah.
you did have, you said the designers were Nigerian, the stationery, all that. That is bringing your culture to, the wedding. And so that's
100%.
is the way how you wanted it. And I love that. I love that for you. And I love that for your husband. So that's
Thank
amazing.
you.
And yeah, there's a lot of stress that you avoid because of doing that. Because
Yep.
I will talk about that firsthand. Even
Yeah.
just getting like somebody to tie your gele in Mexico, that was a whole thing. And so
Like, who's gonna do this? Like, and you have
a
a headache
whole
in the
thing.
heat. Like,
A
like
whole thing, a whole thing. Like there's so many things that I would have done differently. And I want to ask you, like, okay, is there anything that you think that you would have, knowing what you know now, would you do it differently?
in a good way or in a bad way?
Both. Give me one from each, if you have it.
Honestly, my wedding blew my own expectations, and I didn't really, and I think it's because I planned for less to happen. Like,
Okay.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't want a production. I didn't want, okay, we do this, then we do this, then we do
Yeah.
this, then we do this.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to change lights, camera. I didn't want any of that. I wanted it to flow, and it did. So I think I'm happy with that. I guess if I can do anything different,
Hmm.
we have more, if I have more money,
Yeah.
if I have more money, because that's always what it's gonna be,
Yeah.
I would have I would have had a live band,
Okay.
and I would have done a photo booth, but like the
Okay.
magazine one. I
Yeah.
always thought those were cute.
Those are cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but that live is something about a live band. So I think
Hmm.
live band, if I had long money and a
Yeah.
blank
Yeah. Yeah.
check, I would have definitely hired a live band.
Okay.
Um, in terms of what I wouldn't have done, I can't think of anything. I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
good. That's
I
awesome.
swear. I'm trying to think because it might be something. Maybe I don't even think that's bad. I think I probably our reception was 4 hours. I probably would have made it 5.
Okay. Okay. That's a little
Because
something.
you when you're dancing
You
and the
don't want
lights
it to
come on,
end.
it's like, ah, we're done. We're finished. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just would have extended it probably and we could have, right?
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
even if like in the moment we could have extended it and they just would have billed us with an
Yeah.
updated invoice.
Right.
But
Charge. Hmm.
it's a resort. We're like, let's go to the bar, let's go to the next spot. But I
Yeah.
think there isn't much I would have changed. Honestly, it was great. It was such a good
Amazing.
time.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that you can look back and say like it was amazing. The only thing I would change is if I had a little bit more money, but it was perfect the way it was, right?
Yeah.
And so love that. That's such a good answer. Okay. Okay, and any advice that you would want to give to any future destination brides, now would be the time to share it.
Do not sweat the small stuff.
Hmm.
Once you've probably have chosen your resort, so what fits you and your family and your husband's needs,
Hmm.
once you've done all of the logistical stuff, you've gotten your travel agent, whether you've reached out to Danielle or whoever you've reached out to, do
Plug.
not sweat this. Do
Plugging me
not
in. Thank
plug
you.
you right in because you could do it. Do not sweat the small stuff. Don't worry about if the charger plate has a black rim.
Hmm.
Don't worry about if the napkin is satin or cloth.
Hmm.
Don't worry about if it's silk flour or real flour, unless your resort, because some resorts have restrictions on it.
Yep. Hmm.
Um, don't worry about if the wedding magazine itinerary got a typo.
Hmm.
Like, do not sweat the small stuff because I promise you, you're not even going to notice.
Yeah.
You're not even going to end up noticing. I think do not sweat the small stuff and plan for your guest experience. That
Mm.
was our biggest thing. I noticed that a lot of the brides in the resort group for the Facebook resort group was
Mhm.
like, which buffet option should we choose? This one has lobster, but it costs more. This one has chicken, but it costs more.
Mhm.
Your guests are eating at the resort restaurants for a majority of the trip. They're eating at your wedding for 30 minutes.
Yep. Yeah.
They're eating at your wedding. And of course, yeah, you want the food to be good because you're paying
Yeah.
for it. So you want
Yeah.
whatever you're paying for
Yeah. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
be good. But the food at the resort and the resort itself is the experience that your guests are going to have. And
Mhm.
your guests, they left work, they left their kids, maybe they made some sacrifices maybe to be there for you.
Yeah.
Plan for the guest experience.
Yeah.
If your group is more of a party group, maybe you do like a boat ride or
Mhm.
do like an excursion somewhere.
Mhm.
If you have more of a chill group,
Mhm.
give them some free time on the resort and continue to remind them that they pay to be there and it is their vacation.
Mhm.
Your guest experience matters a little bit more than the wedding. Now, it's easy to plan for the wedding because that's what you're planning for. You're planning for the wedding.
Mhm.
That's the main event. That's what everybody's there for.
Mhm.
So you're supposed to plan for the wedding, but don't get carried away in should I have a menu or not? You want to make sure that your guests are taken care of to the best of your capacity because you can't satisfy everyone. But I
Right.
think focusing on guest experience rather than those little minuscule details, signature drinks, no one cares.
Mhm.
No, it's cute to have, right? It's
Yeah.
nice,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you have the mental capacity to do it, but don't stress over those things and get a travel agent.
Yes.
Get a travel agent.
100%. 100%. Yes. Everything that's coming out of your mouth is gold. Yes. It's so true. It's so accurate. Yes.
Get
Don't
a
stress
travel agent.
all stuff. Get a travel agent. Your
Yep.
girl's available. Book me. And
But Danielle.
also, and also the guest experience. That is so important. I feel like when we were to ask people like, okay, what was the most fun that you had at your wedding, right? A lot
Mhm.
of them said for us was like just literally being able to see everybody
Mhm.
around and like
Mhm.
say hello to all the friends and family and the
Mhm.
quality time and the things and the food at the resort outside of your wedding and the experience is key. And once you
Yep.
choose the right resort, everything will fall into place. I'm telling you, because that, like you said, the wedding is 5 hours, 6 hours, one
Yeah.
day. Some
Yeah.
of your guests are staying 4, 5 days. And so
Yep.
the resort is important. Whatever excursions that you have planned for them is important. All
Yep.
of that good stuff. I like, they'll take pictures of your charger plates,
Yeah.
but like literally like everything else, like,
Yep.
it's committed to their mental memory, right? And
Yes.
so that's what is most important. I totally agree. I actually just came back from the amazing destination wedding, and it was all about the experience,
Yes.
100% about the experience. And so
Yes.
I totally agree. This is very good, very good information. Any other thing that you want to share that we haven't covered today?
I don't think so. And I think that applies for even if you're not a destination bride, right? Like I
Mhm.
have one of my best friends, she's getting married in Ghana. It's a destination wedding-ish, but like she's not planning for a resort, right? She's planning for guest experience and stuff.
Mhm.
Even if you're a bride that's getting married stateside in your
Yep.
state or in your town, don't sweat the small stuff.
Yep.
I always say to people, when I'm coming to your wedding, I want to see your love story. I
Mhm.
don't want to eat out of a 14K carat fork.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, the chandeliers on the ceiling there.
Mhm.
I want to see how your love translates. When you're having your first dance with your husband, are you and
Right.
him crying? Are you and him integrated?
Yeah.
When you're making your speech at the end of the night, how does it like the bride and groom set the tone?
Yeah. Yeah.
The
100%.
bride and groom set the tone. If you look flustered and stressed on your wedding day, everybody's gonna be like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be like,
I
oh.
agree. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
because you're
Mhm.
probably sweating the small stuff. And I think
Mhm.
it's important to stay the course. It's tough because there's so many moving parts to weddings, whether it's destination or local,
Yep.
so many moving parts. But the cake flavor. Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Even eat the wedding cake. Like it's very
Oh, oh, oh well.
yeah, yeah, yes.
You know what I mean? Like what do you have? Like the type of the chairs matter a little bit if you're a decor person, but like certain things just don't matter. Guests want to see, and sometimes you may have guests coming that don't know the bride or don't know the groom,
Mhm.
and I feel like this is your opportunity to show that this is your love story. I feel like brides, we get caught up on the Instagram of it all, the
Mhm.
TikTok of it all. It has
Mhm.
to be perfect, it has to be Instagrammable. I
Mhm.
want this vendor to showcase me. We focus on
Right.
the wrong things a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see your love story.
Yeah.
People want to see your love story because essentially that's what a wedding is. People want to, I want to cry at your wedding.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to cry.
That
I
part.
want to
Yeah.
cry. Like I want to cry like, oh my God, they love each other.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I want those feels.
yeah.
Obviously we're gonna turn up in the end and stuff, but when you're planning for a wedding, focus on your love story and how you
Yeah.
can translate that to to your guest, honestly.
Yeah, I love that. Such good advice. Thank you so much, girl.
Thank you.
I love everything that you said, and I
Thank
am going
you.
to definitely like tag all of your vendors and then also
Yes.
tag you as well because I'm sure there's some brides out there that after listening to this, they have more questions and they want to know more about your wedding venue and they just yeah, want to meet you and have conversations with you because you're amazing. And so
I'm open.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
tag you. I'm gonna tag you so that you can answer their questions as well. And yeah, thank you so much for taking your time out today. I truly, truly appreciate it. This got rescheduled a couple times, y'all. FaceTime, and I
But
really
we did it. We did
we got it
it.
done. We got it done. So yeah, starting off 2026 on the right foot. Thank you so much. And I will hear from you soon. So that's us signing off, guys. Thanks for listening and have a great day.